got 90%. I've got 90% on this thing. So if this thing dies when we're recording, I don't know what we're going to do. We're going to have to come back for a part 2.
I am already through my Baja Blast because this is amazing.
Okay.
It's got like a sweet kind of.
Yeah, it doesn't really
It's got a little punch.
It feels good.
I feel like Connor mixed this with Kool-Aid.
Mixed it with something.
Like it don't have any ice, but it's just got that.
Got that smooth.
That ice.
Smooth Baja Blast. Okay.
Smooth.
Is this Wells Road Baja Blast or is it Thomas Road Baja Blast?
Thomas Road.
That's
It's Thomas Road.
man. That's Cypress Road Baja Blast.
Ooh.
Ooh.
We're going to be in Glenwood tonight.
Oh, God.
Okay. All right. We're all good. We're all set. Is everybody ready?
Check.
Okay.
Ready to go. Ready to go.
Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Blue Mug Podcast. We have a very special guest with us tonight. His name is... Did you just wink at the camera?
I did wink in the camera.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's why we have Dillon Kinman on right now.
Yeah. Here, I'm going to... Caleb, I'm
just
going
trying to get you some
down.
viewers, man.
What are you? Are you purple? Okay. That right there is the main... I told Dillon, I'm going to be completely honest with you. I told Dillon that I never wanted to have him on this show.
Several times. On
Several
different
times. Several
occasions
times.
That was told to
I
me.
fought for you, Dillon. I will say I fought for you.
And it's because of that kind of junk right there. You
Not
winked at the
paraphrasing word for word. You will never be on my podcast. And look how the tables have turned.
Unquote.
Boy, oh boy, how the tables have turned. Episode 4.
When times get desperate.
This is not episode 4, Dylan. That just shows you don't even listen to the
Excuse
show.
me, what season are we in?
This is episode 1 of season 2.
We're in season 2.
We're in season 2 already. Dillon
Dillon's a whole season.
Dillon is a whole.
All right.
Dillon hadn't even started the series. He's like, "What is this? Is it on Netflix?"
I wouldn't put it past Dillon to have binge listened to all the episodes today.
Yeah, he probably.
So this is the first episode of the second season?
Yes.
You
So
wanna start with
let
me?
me announce that.
Yeah.
This
All
is
right.
episode 1 of season 2. So welcome to season 2. We're trying something new. We're trying something different. We got cameras set up.
We got Dillon Kinman here.
Camera
All right.
1, camera 2, camera 3. Yeah. So Dillon, you're our first guest of season 2, episode 1. What are we drinking? What is the inaugural drink of season 2?
Well, one of my all-time favorite drinks that can wow just about any single person out. We're talking Baja Blast from Thomas Road.
No, Cypress Road.
Cypress Street. Cypress Street.
Cypress Street. Yeah,
Let's
Cypress
clink
Street.
to
Okay, yeah, let's clink it and then we'll drink it.
1,
Okay.
2, 3.
We're
Glenwood.
doing... All right.
1, 2, 3 Glenwood. That is
Toasts in the choir room. All right.
That's Baja Blast.
oh man, wait.
Baja Blast.
What?
Did Dillon not drink his drink after we clinked
Excuse
it?
me.
Oh.
This is why I didn't want Dillon on my show.
Dillon does a toast and dumps his
I'm pretty sure the toast is ruined.
I
don't-
have to caution myself on the Baja Blast because when I drink Baja Blast, strange things begin to happen.
Yeah, I remember
It
we
is a
were
Friday.
we were coming. It is Friday, so we can drink the Baja on
I
Friday.
think we were coming back from Winter Jam one time.
Yeah, we were
When we
coming back
drank
from
Baja
Winter Jam,
Blast.
and you were playing that heads-up game in the back with the 10 and 11-year-olds.
It was everybody on the van. I
No,
think.
it was not.
It was everybody
No, it
on the
was
van,
not.
if I remember correctly. It was everybody on the van.
I can name each of those students that were on that were back there playing heads-up with you, and they were all.
And they were all having a good time. We had a good time the whole ride back.
It was just Dillon.
Yeah,
That night was wild. I think I did my my werewolf impersonation and everything that night.
Oh, we need to.
Maybe
Maybe on the next episode.
No one's ready
Maybe
for
on,
that.
no one's ready for
No
that.
one's ready for that.
Maybe on
Yeah.
the next episode.
I like my Baja Blast. I like my specialty lemonades. My favorite types of drinks.
is fruity drinks. Anywhere
Yeah,
you
any
go,
kind of
drink.
I like specialty lemonades. I like splashberry from IHOP. I like
Dillon's a woman.
I like strawberry lemonade.
Dillon's a woman.
Dillon's a woman.
Dillon
He
is
appreciates the fruity.
All
things.
right, this podcast is over.
It's totally joking.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, this is what this episode's going to be. I think so. We're just drinking our Baja Blast and talking. So, Dillon, tell the people we know who you are, but they may not know who you are.
Maybe too much.
Yeah, we know you
Too much, so I'm giving a short little
biography
here.
Yeah.
Little life story.
Just tell us who you are.
Okay. Do I need to look into the camera?
If you want, you can talk to us or whatever. You can
All
look in
right.
the camera.
That
You
might
winked
get
at
a
it
little
earlier.
The camera.
It might get a little weird, but try it.
I mean, you winked at it earlier, so I think you
Well-
have a special connection to it.
Anyway, as I was saying, my name is Dillon Kinman. I am a 23-year-old, recently graduated from ULM with a. Actually, that's horrible that I got to try to think of my degree that I graduated in, but it is public administration is what I graduated
We'll
in.
get into that
The
later.
second time, and the first time I graduated in pre-physical therapy. I am currently just searching around for the right job, just praying the Lord leads me into the right path.
Hallelujah.
What else do I do? Love coming to church, love hanging out, love talking to people, love hearing people's stories, and looking at cameras. I love Spotlight. I love.
Dillon is all about attention.
That's why Dillon took the center, literally the center stage. You took the center seat.
I actually made him sit there, but
That is true.
Oh, okay. Well,
I didn't
That's because
complain, though.
we want
My-
him to be the center because
Yeah.
he enjoys it so
I don't
much.
mind being the center.
He
I'm just
enjoys
gonna let you guys know my entire agenda for this podcast is to throw Dillon under the bus every chance I
I
get.
believe it. I figured
Don't
that's
worry.
why I was on
Don't
here.
worry.
But that's
No,
okay.
I'm just
I got you,
kidding.
Dillon.
I'm just kidding, Dillon. We have some stuff we want to talk about.
That's
and,
awesome.
and I'm excited about it.
I
Don't say
love
that's
the
awesome.
podcast, man.
You've never listened. Don't lie. We were in the house
I
of God.
love the concept of this podcast.
We have
I
our
think
new.
it's awesome.
Thank you. I really appreciate that.
I think it's awesome, man.
But you're a liar. You've never listened to the show.
I listened to episode 0.
That episode was 2 minutes long, and it
I was
was.
very supportive of it. I believe I sent you a text message talking about how good it was.
I never got it.
Someone salty.
I am salty. This is turning out to be a bad episode for me. People are gonna be like, "Wow, season 2 really changed Connor."
Connor is bitter.
he got angry in that break.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry about the 3-month break that we took in between the seasons.
I work, so
Yeah, I work too, and I also get
I
to
don't.
we'll get into that later.
That's why we could have Dylan on the podcast, because he doesn't do anything.
Always available.
He's always available. So Dylan, okay, you graduated college.
Correct.
How many years were you in college?
I was in college for 6 years.
6 years.
6 years. 6 long
Long
years. It feels like quite the trip I was on for
It
6
was-
years.
Why did it take you 6 years to get through college?
Well, it took me 4 years just on the first degree
Yeah.
and 2 years. So it's actually the right amount of years.
Oh, that's right, because you went back and
Yeah.
got your master's.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
Dylan,
Okay.
I wasn't just.
We're not insinuating that Dylan's dumb at all, but he's been in college for a very long time.
Yeah, I mean,
I can remember my first day of college.
tell us
You
your
want me to
first.
tell you about
Tell
it?
me about your
Please.
first day of
Okay.
college.
My first day of college, I couldn't find anybody that I knew. I searched and searched and searched, couldn't find anybody. One of my classes was in Walker Hall, and Walker Hall had just burned down. So I was searching for my class in Walker Hall
Through
while
the
the
dead
building
bodies.
was burned down. Through the ashes, I was searching for my class. Couldn't find
That's
it.
a lie. You were not searching through the ashes
Okay.
to
I
find
don't
your
put it
class.
past Dylan.
I do like a flair for the dramatic. I did not go through the ashes, but the building was not there. And my class was scheduled for Walker Hall. So I couldn't find it, so I just went and dropped the class. It was some kind of history class, so I went and dropped it. And
Oh man.
I think I have been, in my course of ULM, I've been in every major, I think twice.
That's a lot of majors.
I've been in.
How was that? How did you? How many times a semester did you change your major?
It was quite often. And
Well, second semester he thought about being a firefighter, just so he could go to class.
Yeah. I was in, let's see, pharmacy. I was in nursing.
Ooh, pharmacy.
Kinesiology. I was in dentistry for a couple days. Speech language
Were
pathology.
you in pharmacy with me?
I was in pharmacy. I
Like,
think
did
that was
you
the second thing. I started in
Oh, you-
kinesiology.
Okay, so you didn't start in pharmacy.
Yeah, but I got in pharmacy and I did a chemistry class and took one chemistry test and I was done with chemistry.
Oh, that's about how mine went too.
Who was
Yeah.
that teacher? I remember y'all talking about that.
LGR was the
Ooh,
teacher.
LGR.
I had LGR. I
Yeah.
had LGR.
First test I took, got my grade back. It had a 2 written on it. So I went up to him and I was like, "So is this a 2 out of 100?" He said, "Yep." I said, "Where's your drop slip?"
Oh, buddy.
Oh, that's funny.
That's about how mine went.
That's funny.
But college got better.
It did.
Yeah, it got a lot better.
Mine didn't.
What?
I enjoyed college.
Well, that's good.
That's why I didn't.
Yeah, I
stay
mean, you
6 years.
stayed 6 years, so I'm
Yeah,
sure you
I
did like
enjoyed
college. Out of those 6 years, what did you learn? Like, what did you learn from being there for? How many days is that?
I don't know. Let me do the math real quick.
You've been there for 12 semesters.
Oh, like if you look at like my access credits, it's just a list of them. But really, it just
Like, what are
was.
some of your access credits? Like,
Yeah, tell us, like-
tennis.
Oh,
Didn't you
access
take,
credits.
Didn't you take dodgeball?
I was in a dodgeball
Oh, I
class.
remember
Yeah,
that.
that's
I
where all
remember
that skill came from.
Uh,
Talking about Connor should take the dodgeball class that we're talking
Shut
about.
up. We're not talking about that. We're not talking about that on my show. No.
Connor puts quite the show on at dodgeball at senior camp. Punched a hole in the wall.
I'm not gonna say anything.
I didn't punch a hole in the wall.
But
I did
To
punch
be
the wall.
fair, Dylan is a college graduate of a dodgeball curriculum.
Dylan graduated summa cum laude with a dodgeball degree.
I double majored.
2 dodgeball championships under his belt.
But in college, it did make you grow up pretty fast, and you did grow up and pretty rapidly because either you grew up or you failed,
Yeah.
and you learned.
I just failed.
You did, didn't you? You lost. Should I not get into that on the podcast?
I mean, if you want to get into it, we'll get into it.
But you learned how to grow up, I guess, if that's what you learned in 6 years.
I think it's so funny we just said that Caleb failed college. It just,
I did fail college. It was I started in pharmacy.
yeah.
Which, here in Dylan's story, you got a 2.
Yeah.
It's pretty accurate. But for some reason, I stuck with it. I thought I could do it. And then, like 2 years in, after about 30 Fs and 1.0 GPA, I was like, maybe this isn't for me. I had already I had a full ride. I lost my scholarship. And then I switched to construction management, which went a little better.
But you graduated, right?
I
You graduated.
You graduated. That's all that
After I
all that
matters.
switched,
matters.
so I had like nothing. Like I had all Fs for 2 years basically. Like they were sending letters to my house like, "Hey, your son can't come back next year if you don't get his GPA up." And my dad's like, "You had straight A's. Like, what's going on?" Like they took my car. They're just like, "You need to stay in your dorm room and study.
Oh my
You're not
goodness.
going anywhere until you get back in college." And I was just like, "Okay."
Wow.
Then I switched to construction, and then I graduated in 2 years.
And then
Well, there you go. You found what you wanted to do, right?
It wasn't pharmacy. It wasn't pharmacy.
Amen to that. I learned that lesson too.
It was not pharmacy.
But Dylan, back to the question at hand. What did you like? What lessons in life did you learn from 6 years? 6 long years.
Yeah, like tips for college or like life lessons or anything like that.
Well,
Like don't procrastinate. Did you?
yeah,
ever-
that I've always had that problem with procrastinating, but that is something that you could really save you some stress.
Really wanna tell this story.
What
Tell
story?
it. Tell it.
Your last final.
My last final.
What was
Oh,
it?
yeah.
A 20-page paper?
Oh yeah.
Oh, we better. I know that story. We better not
Dylan
tell
had
that
to write
story.
a 20-page paper for his last final. That was your final, right?
Mm-hmm.
Could this get Dylan in trouble if we tell the story?
No,
I already graduated. I'm out.
You got the degree, right?
Yeah, I got
They
the
mailed it to
degree.
you? Okay.
They can't like take that away. They can't be like, oh nope, you plagiarized.
He didn't
Spoiler
plagiarize.
alert. Spoiler alert.
No, he didn't plagiarize.
Oh, he didn't?
No.
Oh, I thought he did.
Straight
No.
off from the mind, right here. Got a vault.
This
up there,
man
I'll lock it
freestyled.
down.
This man freestyled a 20-page paper in 2 days because he waited all semester to do it.
That's the one you were like up here doing
Like
every
this
day.
man,
Yeah.
I was in town
Yeah.
that weekend, or was
Mhm.
it the time I was in town for a couple of weeks? I think
I don't remember.
I don't remember. It doesn't matter. Anyway, I didn't see Dylan at all. I'd like pass by the church where he was studying, and I'd see the lights on and be like, "No,
Yeah.
Dylan's,
You just got to buckle down and get it done,
Dylan's
kids.
still going strong."
I guess that is a tip to get the easy stuff done, to make sure you do the easy things
Don't
and the hard
procrastinate.
things will come.
Yeah. Well, Dylan, I guess we're not going to get a straight answer out of you. You're not going to.
Something I learned in college. I learned that the Lord will open up the doors that need to be opened and close the ones that need to be closed. Because you think you'll be somewhere and then you end up somewhere else and you're just like, how in the world did I get here? And then you look back and you see everything that happened and you see where you're placed now and how that door opened and this door closed. And it's something that shapes your life and changes your life. And that's something you can't look and see at the moment, but when you get there, you can look back and see.
Yeah.
And
I thought I was going to be a pharmacist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't know what I was going to be.
I thought I was going to be in marketing. Then I thought I was going to be in digital media.
And look what we're doing now.
And look what we're doing now. I guess it says digital media, but
the Lord will place you where He needs you to be at the right time.
Yeah, you're right.
He might have to give you a 2F to show you the way.
Yeah.
Yeah. And no lie. Another thing that I learned is, let me see. Another thing that I learned: the importance of friendships is another thing that I learned.
Yeah.
Importance of friendship.
The importance of friendships,
Yeah,
because
that's a big
friends
thing.
can get you through a lot of different things, and just to have somebody there going through the same thing with you and talking to somebody, and
whether it's like a study buddy or
and just making friends with anybody, because I mean, everybody out there looking for somebody to talk to, right?
Yeah, everybody's wanting some help too.
Yeah. So just go ahead and make friends, and
that's true. You know, do you guys feel? And I think me and Caleb have talked about this, but the older you get, the less friends that you have.
Right? Yeah.
Like right now, I mean, I have friends, but like whenever you were in high school, but I guess that's because when you're in high school, you're around those people every day.
Yeah,
so they're gonna be your friends.
It's like a situational type thing.
Yeah.
Like, this is a terrible joke, but like, the fact that Jesus had 12 close friends when he was 30 is a miracle. Yeah. Like, no one talks about that miracle.
Wow.
But,
scriptural knowledge, man.
Dropping bombs.
But yeah, friends are. It's hard to do anything without support.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So like, I mean, I got you guys.
Mm-hmm.
Like, without you guys, I would just be here talking to myself right now. I'd look like
we would all be sitting here talking to ourselves right now.
I'd look like an idiot.
If we didn't have
Connor
each other.
would look like a real idiot. He's got all the setup for nothing.
And he's got headphones, man.
I had to get the headphones to make sure everybody sounded okay. Like, I've been over here adjusting stuff. I don't even know if it sounds good or not. I'm working on getting everybody headphones, though. Except for Dillon, because he'll never come back on my show again.
I believe it.
I'm just kidding. No,
never.
but that's true. I don't want to take away from that, from what you just said. Friendship is
I can attest to that.
It really is.
You learn that nothing else really seems to be as important as the relationships you gain, and just the bond you have with people is more important than almost anything else.
Yeah.
Which is why I come back here all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Because I have 0 friends in Dallas.
If you live in Dallas and you're listening to the Blue Mug Podcast, hit Caleb up. You want to give him your address?
One more. No, I'm not giving my address. Well, I just don't want friends. I'll come back here.
Okay.
That was terrible.
Get a degree, kids.
Skip school.
I did skip my fair share of classes. I'm just going to be straight up with your listeners here.
I did too.
Look.
No joke. I live like a half a mile from school.
Really?
And I would not. It was like still on campus, but I would like walk to class.
I knew it was going to happen.
Come join the show, bud.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have our
first visitors.
Kale and the Brussels sprouts is entering the building.
Y'all getting ready for VBS?
Kale and the Brussels sprouts.
Kale and the Brussels sprouts. All right.
That sounded a terrible bad band name.
It's a really kale like the vegetable, and we're still going, and the Brussels sprouts.
You want to give a shout out?
I know Kaysen does.
Kaysen's like, follow me on Fortnite. All right. Anyway, all right, Dillon. What now? We've graduated college. We've learned lessons through college.
Mm-hmm.
What now?
What now?
Yeah.
Well,
what's next for the great Dillon Kinman?
Grand plans.
Well,
because I know I didn't have any when I graduated. So
it's kind of.
I don't either.
it's easier for the Lord to work almost when you don't have any plans.
Mm.
When you don't have like a planned future, He can just kind of move in and work a miracle almost. Because I have no idea where I'm gonna go. I don't know what I'm doing tomorrow, to be completely honest with y'all. But I'm still gonna keep
another podcast, baby.
Season 2, episode 2.
No, we've got another guest coming on, so
Oh,
you can't come on tomorrow.
You can
Excuse
help
me.
us though if you want.
All right, is it Colby?
No,
It's not going.
Kobe will never come on this podcast.
Connor's eating his
I'm
words
just-
a lot here.
I know.
Yeah, I am. I shouldn't have a podcast.
But let's see.
Let me ask you this.
Okay.
Because I feel like this is different for everyone. Because, like, me going to college, it didn't really, like, even, like, switching my major, like, I knew that once I switched my major, like, this is what I was supposed to be in. But, like, even once I graduated and, like, got into the real world, it really didn't prepare me for what was out there.
Mhm.
Do you feel like any aspect, like, as far as, like, any lessons you learn or anything like that, like, prepares you for, like, for you? Do you think you're prepared to, like, do whatever?
Well, I don't think anything.
Or do you feel like college, like, set you at a better place to, like, be prepared, I guess?
Well, definitely. I think you grow up in college.
Yeah.
But
You for sure grew up in college.
mhm.
Like, and
You learn a lot of lessons.
It's not even just like, I mean, yeah, it's a physical grow up and it's a mental grow up, but it's a spiritual grow up, big
Mhm.
time.
Definitely.
Oh, yeah.
Because you get on these college campuses and
Yeah.
people
It's a whole
challenge.
world.
It is people challenge your beliefs
It's a
every day.
whole world out there.
A whole new world.
Oh, whoa.
Oh yeah, it was good, dude. It sounded real good in these headphones. You should have listened.
We don't have headphones.
One thing that I learned that the Lord will bring you up to a door, and He'll open the door at the right time, but it's up to you if you're ready to go through the door or not. So you got to be ready to go through that door whenever it opens, and you can't spend your time beating on a wall hoping it transforms into a door. You got to be ready to go through the right thing at the right time.
I feel that.
But do you have any plans? Like, do you have any like dreams? Like, what's something that you want to do?
Yeah. Something I want to do. Well, something that I love to do is just help people and find something like that just you can change people's lives and just be that person that looks into somebody else's life and speaks into somebody else's life.
Are you still going to Bible school? Or what was?
Mm-mm.
No. Not Bible school.
He went to
You were getting to get certified as a pastor, though, right?
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna try to get a minister's license.
Minister's license.
Yeah, I felt like that was something the Lord led me to. That
How's that going?
it's interesting. It's interesting. It's a lot of reading.
Yeah.
And a lot of reading deep books.
Yeah.
And
I saw the book list for
that.
that, and I was like,
Mm-hmm.
they gave it to me. I didn't.
How far-
I just saw the list, and I was like,
It's a lot of deep.
it's a lot of books.
How far
deep
into that
stuff.
are you?
I am on book 7.
Out of
10.
That's my place.
Okay. There you
But
go.
yeah, somebody told me one time that if you're in a place in your life and you're driving down a road and you come to a crossroad and you're waiting on the Lord and you're praying and you don't get an answer, you don't turn left and you don't turn right, you wait.
Mhm.
And that's kind of the place that I'm in right now. I'm just waiting on the Lord and waiting for the door to open and just waiting because I want to make sure I'm in the will of God and make sure I'm
Right.
doing the right thing.
Yeah, exactly.
And I just want to be ready for whatever the next step is. And I don't know what the next step is right now. Like
Yeah.
I said, I don't even know what I'm doing tomorrow.
Yeah.
But I want to be ready for tomorrow.
Yeah.
So you make yourself ready while you have the time.
You haven't always been in church.
No.
You.
No,
I
I,
have-
mean we've
I have this
always
written-
always been in church, but
Yeah. I have this written down. Going to church versus in church.
Mm-hmm.
What's the difference?
What's the difference to you?
Like for you?
Big difference in going to church and
Yeah.
in church. Like just because you're standing in a garage doesn't make you a car. You can go to church and sit in church all you want to, and you can sit there like a knot on a dill pickle and sit there like a statue and not move, and that can be going to church. Because have you ever been like that?
Yeah.
Have you ever been like that?
Yeah.
I think we've all been to that place
we've
where
all
we're
been to
going to
that
church
place.
and it's just in one ear and out the other, and we ain't listening to nothing and ain't hearing nothing. And that threw my train of thought
All
off.
right, come in or get out.
And where was I at?
I don't remember.
Sitting in church,
Yeah.
like a lump on a dill pickle.
Yeah, we've all been to that point, and we're sitting in there, and we don't know which way to turn or what to do, and we're just kind of living our own life and going and doing our own thing.
Not really grasping
Yeah.
what's going on.
And then there comes a breaking point. Everybody has a breaking point in their life.
What was your breaking point?
My breaking point? I went on a mission trip
I
to
remember
Puerto
that.
Rico.
I remember
Actually,
Really, that was the breaking point.
that was a breaking point in my
wow.
life.
I didn't know that.
And it
I
was
remember
something
that.
that I didn't even want to do. I didn't want to go on the mission trip.
No, he
and
didn't.
somebody had talked me into going on the mission trip. And I went down there, and I knew zero. I took 2 years of Spanish, and I still didn't know a word of Spanish. I couldn't even count to 10.
Do you know any Spanish?
I
now?
still can't count to 10 in Spanish.
Try. Let's try right now.
Yeah, let's do it right now.
Uno, siete.
Okay.
Okay, this is why I didn't want
Uno,
Dylan on the
tres.
podcast.
Cuatro, cinco. Help me out.
Seis,
Siete,
ocho,
ocho,
Nueve.
nueve,
no, nueve. I didn't know
Diaz.
9.
Is that it? Is that 1 to 10?
Cameron Diaz.
He said Diaz.
What?
Diaz.
Whatever. Let me finish my story. Okay. But anyway,
Sorry.
so on the mission trip, we're down there, and it's unlike anything I've ever seen before in my life. It's people that don't have what we have and are praising God more than anybody I've ever seen in my life.
Do you think it's because they have like a completely different perspective?
It's a completely different perspective. It's a different philosophy. It's the same Jesus,
Yeah.
but it's a different world that
Different
we
mindset.
live. Completely different mindset. We're having church on basketball courts in 100-degree heat, and they're running around in circles for 2 or 3 hours singing. I'm pouring sweat. I got to sit down, but they don't stop. They keep on going.
Yeah.
They keep on going. One funny story: I didn't know a lick of Spanish in my entire life. And a bunch of people on the trip knew Spanish. They were like talking to people back and forth, and I couldn't do that, and I wanted to do that. And the only words that I knew were "Feliz cumpleaños," which mean happy birthday. So we were passing out tracts and stuff.
Just told everyone Feliz Cumpleaños
Feliz
until it was
cumpleaños.
someone's birthday.
Yeah, we were passing out tracts, inviting people to church, and I came up to this group of people, and it was a lot of people, and it looked like a party to me, and I was like, this is my moment.
Feliz
This is
cumpleaños.
my time to
Feliz
shine.
cumple-
So
what
I
was it
busted
again?
in there. I said,
Feliz-
Feliz cumpleaños. And people just stared at me. All probably 30 people. All Spanish
It's
stared at
probably
me.
a funeral or something.
And then one of them said back to me in perfect English. They said, "It's a baby shower, man." And I was just like, "Okay, that was my last attempt
Adios.
at speaking in Spanish." I still passed out tracts and invited them to church, but that was my last attempt at speaking in Spanish.
This is
Yeah.
a baby shower, dude.
yeah, this is a funeral.
She said, "Perfect English. It's a baby shower, man." And I said, "Gracias."
You sing English?
But yeah, we passed out stuff. We went to different churches, and it's churches that don't have anything,
Yeah.
and that we're still so excited to be in church. And you see like a new love and a new, because we have everything here at this church, and you go to a church that doesn't have nothing. It's a crazy thing
Yeah.
to witness and see something like that. And one of the services was it was that breaking point in my life to where something literally broke, like something you could feel a weight like lift off of you, and it felt like light broke through the darkness that I had. And I had everybody can build up a darkness in your life if you're not involved in church and you're not growing your relationship with God, because if you're not growing, then you're shrinking in your relationship with God.
Yeah.
Right.
And you have to keep a steady relationship growing in prayer and reading the Bible, because if you're not growing, then your relationship becomes stagnant and it stalls, and you become content with where you at. And if you're content with where you at, then
You've lost already.
you've lost. Nothing ever changes if you
Yeah.
become content.
Yeah.
So that's something that we can't do in our lives and in our daily lives and in our relationship with God, is become stagnant.
Yeah.
Because when you become stagnant, then you begin to lose. And that's when things can attack you easier, or
Yeah, it's
you
easier.
fight a different fight.
It's
Yeah.
easier to hit somebody if they're standing still.
Exactly.
Mm.
That was good.
That was good.
Hallelujah.
I don't know-
That was good.
I don't know where that came from.
We're going to be passing off and played around in a couple minutes. Musicians come. Caleb's closing.
Yeah.
Actually, just hit us up on
No.
GoFundMe.
Yeah, we're
But-
selling peanut brittle in the back, actually. Peanut brittle, that's a big Pentecostal
Oh,
thing.
my
for
goodness.
sure.
Yeah.
I worked at a hardware store, and the man was like, "You go to that Pentecostal church?" And I
Give me
was
some
like,
peanut brittle.
I was like, "Yeah," and he said, "Man, that's some Pentecostal peanut brittle up there, so good, man." I was like, "Oh my gosh."
I love that impersonation. That was awesome.
Yo, dang on peanut brittle. Ball.
Dang old king, man.
People have such a personification of Pentecostal people.
Yeah,
With peanut brittle.
Yeah, with almost any, there's
With
like
anything.
certain things that people
Yeah.
think of when you think Pentecostal.
Yeah.
bobby
And-
pins,
Bobby
Bobby
flying out of
pins.
hair,
For
bobby
sh-
pins on the floor.
snakes.
Oh yeah, I've been asked some crazy
Oh my
questions.
goodness, I hate when people are like, "Do you bring out snakes?"
Someone literally asked me one time, they said, "Do you guys eat pizza?"
Somebody asked me if I shower
that,
with my
that
pants
person
on.
was being an idiot.
No, they literally
They were trying
like,
to just.
"Do you eat pizza?" I was like, "Yeah."
Why couldn't you eat pizza?
I don't know.
Do you eat pizza? No.
Were they just asking you that question
I
in
put
general,
peanut-
or was that a
I put
Pentecostal
peanut butter
question?
on
Yeah,
pizza.
like was it like a question in general? Like, hey man, do you eat pizza? I love pizza. Maybe
No,
we
no,
could like, start
it
a
was
friendship
like
from
a
our
religious
mutual
question.
pizza loving.
They're like, "Hey, do you like worship with snakes?" I'm like, "No."
You should have said, yeah, I do. Well, have y'all ever asked? This is getting in the weeds a little bit, but have y'all ever asked, like when you're at school, they're like, hey, speak in tongues,
Oh yeah.
and you're like,
They're like, do it, man.
Do you
it.
practice?
Do it.
Yeah. Do you have like tongue practice every Thursday after choir practice, or like what? No.
They asked me, do I shower with pants on? Do I swim with pants on? Do I sleep with pants on?
Funny story. My mom used to make me swim in jeans, and I almost drowned.
What? To answer all those questions, naked.
What?
Lord bless.
Oh, it's a joke.
We have a crowd. Man.
We do have a
have a crowd. We've got an audience for us.
I like that hat, Colin. Looking good.
Okay. But yeah, what were you saying?
I put peanut brittle on my pizza.
You put peanut brittle on your pizza?
Pentecostal, man.
I'm Pentecostal. I got to put peanut brittle on my pizza, man.
Peanut brittle on everything.
That sounds
Oh my
really
gosh.
nice.
That
It
sounds
does.
disgusting.
It really does. I regret saying that. But now I feel like I have to try it.
Please don't. You might lose a tooth.
Have y'all ever, like, when you're eating peanut brittle, like it
Felt the spirit
I
of the
hate
Lord.
eating
it
peanut
goes in
brittle
between
and-
your teeth, or
Gosh.
then like you eat it.
I guess on my mouth. It just stays there all day.
That was such an annoyed.
I just don't like peanut butter.
All right, well,
I'd
move
rather
on, dude.
have,
Next question.
the
Dylan's not
chocolate-covered
Pentecostal.
eggs or whatever else Pentecostals make.
All right, so we've talked a little bit about your journey from being out. Well, actually, we haven't talked about your life out of church.
My life at a church. Okay.
Let's talk about it. Let's dive in.
Do
there.
you want to?
Do you
we,
want
We don't
to?
have to go there if you
Yeah,
want to.
let's talk about
Oh,
it.
let's
Okay.
talk about it.
Okay. What question do you have?
Just talk about it. Let's talk about it. Like,
Okay. So
it used to be a partier.
Well, I throughout my life in church, I never really had anybody in the church that was my same age.
Mm-hmm.
And I like to talk a lot, and I like to be sociable a lot. So my only friends that I could find were people in school. So that's who I hung out with. And when you
Same here.
you find that you might not feel the same way as the person you're hanging out with or have the same standards, but the people you surround yourself with are
Who you are.
You'll sooner or later find yourself becoming that person.
Yeah,
And
I think
that's-
John Maxwell has. I think it's John Maxwell. I'll have to check, but you're the average of the 5 people you hang out with.
That's exactly right.
That is unfortunate
the
for me.
5
You begin to
closest friends that you have.
adopt mannerisms and
Yeah,
you sync up with that person.
You do.
and you become them. I mean, you
hang around with somebody that's negative 24/7,
I hang around
and
with
you'll
you,
become negative.
You will become the most
I
negative
hang
person.
around with Dylan way too much.
Yeah, me too. I become
just
really
gonna-
negative.
Just
Are y'all super positive now?
no.
Oh, whatever. Lord bless.
I'm joking.
Don't listen to this, people.
Yeah.
I love the camera. I love looking into it.
Yeah. Here we can.
You can't even see yourself.
Here
I
I
don't
just
wanna
zoomed in
watch
on you.
this.
I just zoomed right in on your face.
Okay.
So
If any of y'all missed it, Dylan winked at the camera earlier.
yeah, Dylan winked at the camera. Oh my goodness.
How many times are we going to say that?
Every chance we get, Dillon.
Okay.
You winked at the
Where
camera.
were we at? Where were we at? I was talking.
You're talking about you want to be social.
You start drifting further and further away without realizing you're drifting, just like if you were in the ocean before and you just lay on your back and you'll find yourself farther and farther away than where you started, right?
Yeah.
And that's where I found myself, drifting further and further away without realizing you were even drifting in the first place. And then you find that you're so far away and so, like I said, stagnant before. You find yourself just in that place, and it's a hard place to come out of. It's a hard thing to break through.
Yeah.
And like I said, the breaking point that I found myself having was on the mission trip that I felt like God planned and God set up.
Yeah.
Because when you look back, like I said, you begin to see things that you don't realize were happening in the first place, and you see that God has had a hand in almost every single thing that you do.
Mm-hmm.
And it's something that you don't realize at the time, but maybe that I went through what I went through because now I can talk to somebody else about it. And maybe I can help somebody
I think
else
about that a lot for myself.
about it. Maybe that's why you had to go through what you're going through, so you can be that light in somebody else's darkness, and you can pull somebody else out of the darkness by the words you have to say. Because sometimes the words that you have to say can be the key to unlock somebody else's prison.
Mm.
And you can't have that key unless you go through some things. And some things you just got to go through. Pass the plates around again. We're going to have an all-Fred.
Yeah.
Was that an organ?
Yeah, that was a terrible impersonation of an organ.
I was going to say what that sounded like, but I won't. No, just...
Now you've got to.
No, I won't.
I'm not.
I like it. That
I'm
it
not
sounded like
cutting
an
this
organ
out,
to me.
so it's gonna stay in, and everybody's gonna know you said that.
I'm not. Just keep going.
I love talking to the microphone.
I do
just want
too.
to say that.
Whenever we got all
You
this,
know what? I really wish I could hear myself.
I'm glad I can't. I don't like my voice.
well, next episode we may have multiple.
Just
headphones.
trying to give Connor a hard
Do I get a part 2?
Yeah,
Okay.
and that's I want to talk about more at the
Yeah.
Did I
that
get a
at the end
whole
of the
season?
episode. You're not okay. Okay.
Technically,
Yeah, we're not giving
yes.
Dillon a second episode.
No, technically, yes.
Season 2.5.
really?
Technically,
Oh, well, technically, yeah.
yeah. It's not like your own season, but yeah.
Yeah. So slow your roll.
So we're trying to like do.
Wait,
a
do we want to?
thing.
Do we want to
Yeah,
keep
might
going
as
with the
well just dive
conversation? Or
into
we want to just go right now? Just talk about it right now.
it. Yeah, it's like right now. Why not?
Okay. Why not? Okay.
So we're trying to do this thing where we like check in with our friends
mhm.
and like it gets everybody involved and we can like get everybody's different perspectives on things and
right.
like
And like right now,
now you don't have a job
yeah.
and like you don't know what you're
That's
doing.
cool.
No, okay,
No, no,
that does kind of sound like a backhanded compliment, but,
No,
but
it's
really,
it's not backhanded. Like Dylan's here in life right now, and
Yeah.
then in whatever amount of time.
You're at a certain place in life for a certain reason.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so once you like reach your next step, we're gonna
we want
bring
to
you back on
yeah.
and it's like check back in with you.
Yeah,
That Baja Blast is still good. I ain't gonna lie to y'all.
dude, I'm almost running out, but I want to save it for the.
I've been
our
out
last
for
sip of
about
the
30
episode.
minutes. I'm
Have
not
you?
gonna
Well,
lie.
I think there's more. Here, fill up,
I'm not taking Dylan's Baja Blast.
dude.
Whoa. Quit handing mine off.
All
See,
right.
that's
okay.
that's what I'm getting at.
Oh my goodness. All right. But yeah, that's what we want to do. We want to bring our friends on. We want to bring people that, just people like Dillon, people that have a goal, they have a dream, they have something that they want to do,
They're waiting for their dream.
and they're waiting for their dream to happen.
And then once
And-
that happens, we're gonna check back in with you.
Yeah, we want to follow you. We
And
want to
like-
follow you. We want to follow
Yeah,
anybody else
anybody.
that has something going on.
My dream is to help somebody else.
Yeah, and you've done that. I really believe that you've done that. Sorry, my microphone's wigging out. You have you recently become is it an official title?
I don't think it's an official title.
Okay,
Oh, come on,
will you
don't-
help out with the
Don't be humble.
with the junior high kids, right?
The high school kids.
High school kids, yeah.
You want to tell about your like first little party you threw?
First little party. What party was
Didn't
it?
like 2 kids like die or something like that?
I don't think so. What party are you talking about?
You told me like a kid threw up. I think at least
Oh, you talking about the scavenger hunt?
scavenger.
Oh
hunt,
my
yeah.
goodness!
Yeah.
I haven't heard about this.
Well, I don't. Oh, did they throw
First
up?
official business is the past.
Did people throw up? Ruby, do you remember?
Okay.
Thank you, Ruby, for
Oh,
that.
that was
Thank you.
that was a
That was a
serious
see.
yes.
I knew I wasn't making.
I'm
going to
reenact her. She went, yes.
What all that? Well, as we have already established, I don't have a job, so I had plenty of time to
Create a
prepare a
scavenger
scavenger hunt for all the high school kids, and we went through it all and did it. And one of the points you had to eat a worm, and one of the points you had to stick your hand in crickets, and one of the points you had to eat
All
a
things you
sardine.
would never do.
Yeah,
this
things I would never
was
do,
this
but I found enjoyment in watching other people do them. And I think somebody did throw up, and with the worm.
Probably because of the worm.
Excuse me, Ruby's holding her hand up. There was 2 people that threw up.
That's what I thought. I knew it wasn't.
Who were the 2 people?
Yeah, who were the 2 people? Was it Ruby?
Was it Ruby? Oh, it wasn't
Okay, it
Ruby.
wasn't
Okay.
Ruby.
Oh, but I mean,
I feel like Dillon was the 3rd though.
Yeah.
I mean, I had a good time. I got some good video. I thought it was fun. I had a good time. They acted like they had a good time. I don't know. They were probably pretending just to make me happy. But
I've never had a good time throwing up.
Yeah, I haven't either. But I can imagine Dillon acting like Joe Rogan on Fear Factor.
Oh, for sure.
Just yelling and screaming at him and just
oh yeah, I was hyping everybody up. I love being the hype man.
yeah.
And but I love throwing parties with the high school kids and hanging out with them and connecting because that's what it's all about. Is about making connections with people and
Right.
Yeah.
making somebody else feel special. Because when you can make somebody else feel special, then you don't know what you're doing for that person.
Yeah, being a
Yeah.
light into their life.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's something you didn't have.
Mm-hmm.
So now you're able to.
I wanna be
you
that.
going through that.
Mhm.
Now you can sympathize with these other kids.
I can
And-
see the same situations they were in are the
Mhm.
ones that I was in,
Mhm.
and I didn't have anybody to talk to me or to help me, and I want to be that for every single other person, and I want to be that person for the high school kids and to be able to talk to them and to be that person they can call on when they need prayer or they need somebody to talk to,
Yeah.
or if they get in a situation. I just want to be that person that the Lord leads them to, and that I just want to be used in that kind of environment, I guess.
Yeah,
and want to be that light to somebody else.
Yeah.
Because everybody needs that, right?
Right.
Oh yeah,
Right.
I'm definitely with you there.
And
And I love the high school kids. They're funny, man.
Yeah,
They are funny.
they eat
There's some
worms.
funny. We got some wild Sunday school classes.
yeah, I've heard about them Sunday school classes.
Sunday
Those
school
things get
classes are
crazy.
wild.
It doesn't help that they give them donuts and chocolate milk before
They
that
don't
either.
eat the
Oh, yeah.
donuts though.
Yeah, they do.
No, they don't.
Austin
What do you-
Parker
what do you think
was
The
eating
last
donuts.
class,
Austin
the last
Parker-
class I went in, I ate all the donuts.
Let me talk about Austin Parker real
Oh,
quick.
talk about him.
Oh, MG's
He
other
would
butt.
eat 3 or 4 donuts and then start complaining about the donuts. He would,
That sounds about right.
yeah, he would be on donut number 4, and then
These
are
are
these from
terrible.
Walmart? And be like, yes,
he was
they
so
are.
hungry.
Austin.
He was like, oh, "Wait, I've already eaten 4 of these." But I tell there's a difference. I can tell that there's a quality change.
After he's
yeah.
done.
Yeah,
He's
after
like,
he's
you
done.
really splurged on these, Dylan. No wonder nobody comes to class. And I was like, all right, Austin. He's over there sucking his fingers from his 4th donut. But Austin, in all seriousness, Austin Parker is one of the best kids I know.
He is.
He is.
He
He's
has
a strong kid.
Strong kid.
Yeah.
And somebody that
He
I
hates your
respect.
donuts though.
I respect
Yeah.
tremendously.
Yeah,
And Austin Parker's got a lot of love.
he does.
And
A lot of attitude.
a lot of
but love,
attitude,
but a lot of
A lot of
love.
a
attitude.
lot of confidence. Most confident man
Oh,
I've ever
the
met.
most
For
confident
sure.
man.
But somebody that I do love
Yeah.
and
100%.
yeah, respect tremendously.
And Dylan,
Shout out to Austin Parker.
Shout out to MG Zogo.
Maybe he'll be the one person that watches this.
Hey,
Um,
we have a bigger following than that.
yeah, dude.
We got 6 people in the crowd over here.
Yeah, we got 6 people in studio with us. You guys like our new
7.
studio?
I didn't see you back there, Casey.
In studio audience.
Oh yeah, there is 7. But Dylan, we love you too. I just want you. I know we've been busting your chops here on the show, and
I don't feel like we've been busting his chop.
yeah, I take it back
Why'd you put your hand on
because I was trying to be nice.
I don't. Do you
Whatever,
feel like
dude.
we've been busting your chops?
Not too bad.
All right, not as
I
bad
mean-
as not as bad as we have in the past.
This is typical conversation, though.
Yeah, but there's been
I
times
mean, we
where
all
we've-
bust our chops.
yeah.
I'm like a bunch of chiachis.
But so Dylan, we love you. I want to one last question. Okay.
How long have we been going? Is this the end of the show?
We've been going for.
We've been going about an hour.
Yeah, well, we've been going for about 45 minutes.
Oh, okay.
We can go longer.
What do you want to talk about?
Okay, well, okay.
What do you wanna
we
talk
can
about?
go longer.
I'll go as long as you want to. I love
That's
it.
what I'm
Gotta
afraid
stare
of.
at the camera. Anyway,
What are you looking at?
Oh,
that
one?
camera right there that's in front of you.
The one that's recording you.
The one that's recording us. Wait, is that still recording us?
Yeah.
It doesn't matter.
You're about 48
All right,
minutes
what's
in.
the last question?
The last question, Dylan. If you could do anything else other than what you're doing right now, what would it be? Why would it be? And why aren't you doing it?
Anything other than what I'm doing now?
Like anything.
Well, I think I would have made a great actor.
I can see
Definitely a
that.
very good
I could see
actor.
that.
I like a flair for the dramatic,
Dylan
and
definitely has a flair.
Just
for
a
dramatic.
tad.
I think I would have been a top-notch actor. But I don't think I want to be anywhere other than where I am right now, because I feel like that's where
That's a
the
good
Lord
answer.
where the Lord has placed you, and you don't want to be anywhere outside of the will of God.
Right.
And I feel like the Lord has placed me here for a reason, and it's somewhere that I don't think I want to be anywhere else. I mean, there's a lot of other places than West Monroe, and there's a lot of different other cities and a lot of different other people. But
You don't want to be in Dallas, I'll tell you that.
you don't want to be in Dallas?
No.
Dallas is too big. I don't like big cities.
I want to go to Dallas. Let's go to Dallas.
We can stay at my
Okay.
house.
Well, you want to play Top Golf?
Top golf is actually really
No,
fun, Dylan.
the-
Why you gotta be so?
the
this
reason-
is the negativity. I was
No,
talking
no.
I like
The
Top
reason
Golf.
Dylan doesn't like Top Golf, or he said it in
'Cause
that
he's
negative
terrible at
tone,
it.
is because Connor wanted to go there when it was 20 degrees.
I'm just not good at golf, period.
It
Was Dylan with us that
It was,
time?
yeah, it was 20 degrees outside, and you're like, yeah, let's go to Top Golf.
Dang, man.
You guys don't want to go to Top Golf.
I
You don't remember me?
I sure
remember
don't.
that one time I didn't remember you came to camp?
Yeah. Literally slipping the bunk right next to you, and then the Sunday we got back on a Saturday. The Sunday after that, you were like, "Hey man, you should have went to camp, dude. We had a lot of fun, dude. We had so much fun. You should have came."
I meant camp meeting. I knew you were at camp
Whatever.
because you tried to punch me in dodgeball.
Do we want to talk about that story right now? We could talk. I mean,
Let's talk about it.
Okay, let's
Let's
talk
hash
about
this
it. Let's
out
hash this
publicly.
out publicly right now.
Jesus.
Okay, you know what?
Talk
This is
about
the end of
the
the
story.
podcast. If you wanted to listen to all of Dylan's wisdom, that's it. 45 minutes of it. We're getting into some beef right now.
Jeez.
I'm angry about it. Ugh.
Connor is bitter.
I'm not bitter, dude. I'm not a bitter guy. I'm an intense guy.
Bitter.
Okay, maybe a little. But Dylan. Okay, here's how it played out. All right, I'm going to look at the camera for a second. Here's how it played
Let's
out.
let Connor tell a story, and then Dylan will.
I
story.
got out. I'm not a good dodgeball player.
I'm supposed
I'm
to
not a
save
good
some of my drink.
Dylan, yes. Here,
My bad, I
here.
drank
I'll
it
pour
all.
you some
Okay.
for my drink.
Oh, I drank all mine too.
Shucks, that's my fault.
You drank it all?
Yeah, it's so good. It's Baja Blast.
Dude, we got to have one last sip.
I can fake
Here,
it.
here.
I can't drink too much Baja Blast. It'll get too wild.
I am
Might
jacked.
flip
All
the
right.
table.
We gotta
Jacked up
we
right
gotta
now.
have. Yeah, we haven't started playing heads up with this guy yet. So, um,
It's coming.
and yeah, it's coming. But anyway,
Does anybody have the app on their phone?
I was I got out. So I threw a fit. I got mad. I punched the wall, and I was walking out.
Bitter.
And if you've ever been to Louisiana camp, then you know dodgeball is the gladiators arena. That is
Oh yeah.
the
People are like standing on
what
cars.
the Coliseum. People are literally standing on top of cars.
Yeah,
and there's a
they're-
yellow light that shines
Yeah.
down. It's an experience. But
People
anyway,
want blood in
people
dodgeball.
like whenever they in the Roman Coliseum's like yes or no. People
They-
are putting
they
down.
do that.
They're like,
yeah, they
kill
do
'em.
that. It's
Kill.
for real.
It is. I saw TC Dupree out there like kill. No.
That's not true.
Anyway.
I love TC. I love you, TC.
Yeah.
I like looking at the camera.
Dylan.
Just go ahead and wink at it
Yeah,
again.
go ahead and wink at it again. Dylan. I want to see you do it again. Let me watch you while you do
I'm
it.
not doing it.
Keep
Okay.
going with your story.
Anyway, so I get out and Dylan is backpedaling from all the way across the field, and
as he does.
as he does,
Well, that's the whole point of
And I'm
dodgeball. If you
walk-
turn around, then you get hit in the back. And that's what Connor did. Connor, I don't think he lasted past 30 seconds in
finish
any
my story.
dodgeball
Let me
game.
finish my part of the story. So I was walking out. He trips on you know when you're stepping, your foot comes up and like when you're about to lift it up to walk, he trips over it, falls on his back, and he's like, "Get out of the way, you idiot!" And I'm like,
That's
Dylan.
not how I talk. That's not how I talk.
I mean, when you're in dodgeball, yeah.
That's what it sounds like to me.
Bitter.
I'm really not bitter. Maybe we shouldn't release this episode.
No, keep going.
But anyway, so I got out, and Dillon he's furious. He does, like, even when he got out, he was still mad about it, and he stayed mad about it. And I didn't apologize because I wasn't at fault. He got mad for no reason.
Wait, I missed the whole, like, what
Well,
happened?
the story goes like...
You tripped over his
no,
shoe?
Connor
He
purposely tripped me because he was
didn't.
mad he was out.
I could see either way.
And then I got hit.
Dillon's going to make up a story because he knows I'm right. He
I
knows
know
he got
both
mad
of
for
y'all
no
very
reason.
well, and I could definitely see Dillon being like, "Oh, he tripped me."
Yeah,
Like,
you
he
tripped
didn't
me.
actually trip you.
Yeah, that's
Wow.
Dillon.
And then I could also see Connor tripping you.
Well, Connor does this thing where he runs up to the front and stands there, and then somebody throws a ball, and his only way of maneuvering is jumping up and spinning. So he would jump up and spin and get hit in the back, and
the
then he was so
torpedo.
shocked that he got hit. Like, it was this big just shock to him that he got hit. It was so surprising he got
it's
hit.
scientifically proven if you spin fast enough, the ball will go around you.
Exactly. It's just like Wanted. Curve the bullet.
Am I lying from anybody over there?
So you have no support, Dillon.
I had-
None
I
of
really-
them
I
said
thought I would
yes.
have more support than that.
Anyway, Dillon, we love you, man. Thanks for coming on the show.
You got any more questions?
That's the last question, dude.
Okay, that was
We're
the
gonna
last
have
one.
you. We're
Okay,
gonna have you
well.
back for part 2 at some point, and we're gonna hear all about your whatever it is you do. Whatever it is,
All right.
whatever
the
happens.
Lord reveals.
Whatever the
All
Lord.
right. Well,
Come on back next week to find out what the Lord revealed to Dillon.
That was creepy.
Was it? Okay.
Hey, that's a good way to end it. Let's shut it
Okay,
down on that one.
let's shut it down. One last clink, the final sip of the show.
Glenwood.
You gonna drink it this time? What? Just fake it.
Is it
Okay,
over?
guys, we'll see you next week.
That's a wrap.
That's a wrap.
That's a rope.
We're gonna have some credits roll. It's gonna.
I'll just keep recording.
Do we have a post-credit scene?
Do you want to have a post-credit scene?
Of course I want to have a post-credit scene.
We can.
That's a great idea, actually.
We can have a post-credit scene.
If anyone says
I'm
round
trying
the
to
ball.
think of what kind of post-credit
I
scene
can
we can have.
recreate Connor's dodgeball move.
Please do. Please do.
I'm down. We can do it. We gotta find a ball though.
I got a mug.